In the beginning of the film story, we see some flying birds which used to go somewhere else in the winter. Now when they were coming back, they were in danger that, like every year, that wild eagle, i.e. the boar, would attack them. And now their group leader plans to save everyone from it. And the leader keeps some crane birds in front of him so that he can protect them from that big boar. But that boar was also very clever. To distract the crane birds, he uses one of his companions. When all the crane birds start to remove the other boar from there, the enemy boar attacks one of them. With all this, their leader was very sad. But his wife tells him that you don't need to be sad. You did very well on your side, but what was written in fate was actually going to happen. A child is born, whose name is PLOEY. PLOEY's mom and dad bring food for him. And PLOEY also sees some children flying. He asks his dad, i.e. the leader of his group, when will I be able to fly? He gets the answer that he will learn to fly in a short time. PLOEY's dad was now teaching him to hunt. At this time, another bird like him also comes to him and starts looking for food. PLOEY likes him very much and they become friends. When night falls, we see that the leader of the crane birds, i.e. PLOEY's dad, to save everyone from that boar, goes all night and takes care of them. During all this, a bird comes to him and tells him that tomorrow that big boar will attack you. You guys be ready. Then he says, why should I listen to you? On which the bird replies that now I have left the bad work. Standing far away from his dad, and that bird, PLOEY, was also listening. He comes to his dad and asks him about Paradise Valley, and his dad tells him that birds and animals migrate in the winters and cannot go anywhere else. They live in that valley. It is morning, and we see that the children are learning to fly in the flying school. While the leader is planning to escape from that boar with all the other birds, all the children were practicing very well in the school. But PLOEY was scared to fly. And now that boar had come to attack them all, and as soon as the boar came, it caught PLOEY. PLOEY's dad, when he sees this, he goes to save his son. In all this, he had saved his son, but now he himself was trapped. That boar had taken him. PLOEY is very sad to see this. In this grief, he could not even eat. His friend explains to him a lot that you should not be so sad. Learn to fly. We also have to go from here. But PLOEY was not understanding anything. He is already very scared to fly. And one day when he was practicing, a cat takes him away and locks his house in a cage. PLOEY saw all the birds like him migrating from one place to another. They were going there to escape the winters. He calls his mom, his friend, but no one hears his voice. In fact, that cat hears his voice and has to attack him. And in this way, the door of his cage opens. And PLOEY escapes from that cat and runs away from there. As soon as he ran out, he was calling out to all the birds. But all of them had gone very far. What was he doing here alone? At the same time, he remembers his sister Paradise. And he decides that he will stay here all winter. And as soon as the winters end, he will come back to meet his mom and his friend. On the way, he meets the same buffalo who had seen him. And he was coming to catch him. PLOEY, showing his smartness, hides somewhere. After a while, he finds out that where he was hiding, there was no place. In fact, there was a very big bird named 𝒸𝒔𝓃, to which PLOEY tells that my family and all the birds have migrated from here and I have stayed here. He does not give a special response to his words and moves on, saying that he is fine, while PLOEY, who was traveling alone at night, was not afraid. In this fear, he hides in the middle of the stones. And in the morning, he finds out that this house belonged to 𝒸𝒃, while 𝒸𝒃 thought that PLOEY was following him. While PLOEY said, no, I am not following you. I came here, in fear. And now 𝒸𝒃 says, okay, let's make a deal. If you help me catch that big buffalo, then I will also take you to Paradise Valley. PLOEY agrees to this, and now 𝒸𝒃 shows him a lot of weapons that he had prepared to kill the buffalo. In all this, PLOEY's job was just that he had to stand inside the trap so that the buffalo could see him and come to the trap, while 𝒸𝒃 was standing very far. The whole day passes and the buffalo does not come there. PLOEY starts feeling cold, and when he comes back to 𝒸𝒃, he sees that he was sleeping very well. Now what would he do? He hears a voice coming from nearby. He goes ahead and sees that a rat was asking him for help. To help him, he makes a small bridge with a wooden stick, from which the rat had reached his destination. As soon as he saw it, the ice under PLOEY's feet was breaking, and he was drenched in water. Before he died, 𝒸𝒃 came to his senses and recognized him. And he says that why did you go there alone? This is a very dangerous place. You should not trust anyone. Now that he had come home, 𝒔𝓄n gives him some flowers to eat. And 𝒸𝒂 says that I do not like this flower at all. Now seeing him, 𝒔𝓄n was missing his daughter, whom he did not like to eat at all. He tells 𝒸𝒂 that I also had a son like you. When he went out for a walk, he took my wife and my son. Now I want to take revenge from him. Then 𝒸𝒂 says that yes, he took my dad there too, and because of that I am alone today. �𝓄n tells him not to worry. You will definitely meet your mom and your friend. I will definitely take you to paradise tomorrow. The night was dark, and then a fox came and took �𝓄n away. �𝓄n tells him to save the shell whistle, because of which a lot of rats came out there. There was also a rat in it whose 𝒸𝒂 had helped, while here, that fox was going to eat �𝓄n. And when all those rats came here with 𒸸𝒂, they distracted the fox, while 𝒸𝒂 had saved �𝓄n and brought him out of there. In all this system, �𝓄n was very tired. He could not even walk. �𝓄n decides to bring food, and when he was collecting food, then it rains. A loud noise starts, and in this way, 𝒸𝒂 falls far away from one place. Now to save himself, he saw a cave in which a nest was also made. The night was long, he was also tired. He rests in this nest, and then his eyes open due to some sounds, where he was very upset to see everything now. There were only 2 rats who always hunted them. He wanted to run away from here quietly, but by his own mistake, there is a noise. And the rat had seen him now. He was going to catch him and make him eat. But then �𝓄n comes here. He came to save 𒸸💑 while looking for him. He was fighting with the rat, and in this anger, the rat leaves 𝒸💑 and catches �𝓄n. �𝓄n comes out of the cave and throws a small bomb into it, due to which there was a blast there. But �𝓄n was unconscious. Even after making 𝒸💑 very conscious, he does not come to his senses. Now the cold was increasing. It was not good for 𝒸💑 to stay here. That's why he comes out of here for Paradise Valley alone. The cold had increased so much that 𝒸💑 could not even walk. He had fallen there, and then a deer sees him. The deer sat on the deer and himself came to Paradise Valley. Here in Paradise Valley, everyone had welcomed him very well. He was living here with a lot of happiness. But now the cold was over. He tells his friends in Paradise Valley that I have to go home now, because my friend and my mom will also be coming back to their home. I have to meet them. The animals were stopping him from doing this. They were stopping him from going back to the dangerous environment. He was not going to stop. He climbs a very big mountain and jumps from there, and then he tries to fly. Now he had to fly. On the other hand, we were seeing that the birds were also coming back to their home. And like every year, that deer was also waiting for them to hunt them. This time to kill him, �𝓄n had put him back in the trap. 𝒸💑 also wanted to help him. But here we see that while flying, 𝒸💑's friend was caught by this deer. As soon as he saw this, 𝒸💑 got very angry, and he came flying to him to fight him and save his friend. Here, 𝒸💑 had already promised his friend �𝓄n that he would definitely help him kill this eagle. And this eagle, i.e. the deer, which had left 𝒸💑's friend and was chasing 𒸸💑 very cleverly brings him to the trap. But maybe the deer was lucky. That trap was closed for a long time. And in this way, that deer was saved. After all this, 𝒸💑 had to do something. 𝒸💑 sees a house and takes that deer inside it and imprisons it in a cage. This was the same cage where 𝒸💑 was also imprisoned at the start of the movie. But it was not so easy to kill such a big deer. That deer had also come out of that cage. 𝒸💑's friend, when she sees 𝒸💑 fighting such a big deer alone, she also comes forward to help him. That eagle was behind them. 𝒸💑 and �𝓄n take the eagle to a very big bell. They both were on that side. But the eagle fell on the ground due to the collision of that bell. Here, �𝓄n, who was already ready for all this, quickly puts a lot of mud on that eagle. In this way, by working together, those people had saved their lives from that deer. They had defeated that deer, that eagle. And now all the people were free. After all this, 𝒸💑 meets his mom. He was very happy. When �𝓄n sees 𝒸💑 with his family, he feels that he has no work here. He was about to leave, but then 𝒸💑 stopped him here, because it was �𝓄n who had taken care of him like a father. At the end of the story, 𝒸💑 also told her friend that he likes her a lot. Her friend also liked her. So this is the happy ending of this movie story. How did you like this film? Please tell in the comment box. And subscribe to the channel to watch more such movies.